Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here, New Life Pentecostal Church, Albany, Georgia. I hope you're having a great day in Jesus. This little wonderful ironed calfskin Bible from Church Bible Publishers. I mean, again, iron calfskin comes with the raised hubs. I did a video showing how I got this. I got this for $25. I think it's normally $55. And it was on their sales section. And on their sales section, they show you can get some really good deals. And like this one, it said back cover doesn't fit. And if I remember correctly, that's what they said. And I have looked, and I have looked, and I have looked. And I mean, I don't even know if you can see this, the last few pages kind of curve out just a tiny little bit. I think that's what they're talking about. So, this is some of the finest Bibles in the world for $25. You can roll them up, throw them in the pan. No, I'm just joking. And there they are. And so this is their handy size. This is like, it's the 115 edition, and I think it's like their personal size Concord. What local church and Church Bible Publishing do is they get classic print styles from Cambridge, Oxford, like Schofield, Thompson, and turquoise, the the large print non-reference Bible, and they reproduce them. And since it's a ministry and they're not trying to make a profit, they're able to make some of the finest Bibles in the world for the best prices. So that's the reason I've done a video on now's the best time for Bibles ever. It really is. We're praying it's all around the world. The whole world needs Bibles. So I'll show you when you open it up. It's got a big thing that says ironed calfskin right there, lets you know. And that's obviously a little overstated. Now the leather on this to me looks like the local Church Bible Publishing Basic Series. But be that as it may, but it's going to have several pages of blank pages, then a presentation page. They send you a little card for Church Bible Publishers, Cadillac, Michigan. And I think they're really based out of Missouri, but I think they're getting it printed in Cadillac. And so I know local church gets theirs printed in Cadillac as well. And there's there used to be, I think local church and Church Bible Publishers used to be together. I'll show you this while I'm talking. And I don't know the internals of what happened. And so there's been kind of a split, but you can tell like local church, I've been up to local churches stuff in Michigan, and it's just kind of, the thing has gone down some, but I'm not sure the quality of their Bibles has gone down. A lot of people tell me that it is. Now, one thing I really like about these Bibles is they do have the translators to the reader. That is absolutely fantastic. It's going to come with dual ribbon markers. It's going to come with colored headbands. We'll show you that, the colored headbands here. I keep that green slip in there showing I paid $25 for it. But, if they would have just sent me this Bible, let's see, okay, I get this Bible in the mail. I mean, I just can't say that I would say there was anything wrong with it. I mean, maybe that's what the blemish was right here. A little cut in the leather, maybe. And I'd have probably been dissatisfied with that cut. I don't know that I'd have sent it back for that because I don't think it's going to affect the longevity of the Bible. They do have their ribbon markers are of equal length, and they're the type I like. They're going to be long-lasting ribbon markers. They're rather long, but for a small Bible like this, they're really thin. And it's going to have center column reference. Now the center column reference, I'm going to guess, is like some type of 5-point print. But for 5-point print, it's going to be readable. And the Bible itself, I'm going to guess, is 8-point print. It is not red letter, not red letter. It doesn't have introductions or anything. And it doesn't have like in-text paragraph headers either. We'll just show you the New Testament there in the wonderful Gospel of Mark. Mark 1 and 2. Even people who have been staunch Alexandrian text folks. I remember one guy in particular, a missionary, when I showed him Mark 1:2 in the King James compared to such as the NIV, ESV and all that, he was like, yeah, now that's a big deal. When they say Isaiah, the prophet, and then they quote Malachi. Yeah, that's a big deal. And so this is going to have the classic short glossary of biblical usage right here. We may take a little closer look at that. Short glossary of biblical usage. And what this is, let's say there's a word like bunch, and that's in Isaiah 36, and it says it means hump. So it would be like the words like archaics, the word I'm hunting for here, chide, to contend, noisily, to quarrel. Chiefest means principal. A lot of those, you know. Chode means did chide, wrangled. Choice means the best. So words that may not be used commonly and all this type thing. And then it's, again, got the classic Cambridge Concordance. I've kind of gone back and forth whether I like Cambridge's Concordance. It's not like just straight line down like almost all concordances, but the way they do it does save space. So like, you know, I'll look up something in the concordance, and for years I just really didn't like their concordance at all. It just all looked like a big jumbled mess to me. But then just recently I got to where I really liked it. I was like, well, I'm really being able to use this. But now not so much. I'm back on the And then the Cambridge, it even says Cambridge. Oh, before we get there, didn't want to show that it's got a brief Bible dictionary. Let me see if I can get to the front of this Bible dictionary. I said brief, it's not that brief, but let's get here. Concise is what they call it. But that's handy to have in a Bible, especially a small Bible like this, to have all that. So the thing about these old Cambridge text types is they're eminently readable. They mastered the art back in the early 1900s of what's known as white on black. I mean, even one of the Oxford type text was called the blackface edition, because they just mastered of having very dark jet black type on very white bright paper with perfect lining, perfect letter spacing this way and up and down, and almost no ghosting. And so that's like, you know, they would joke and say the holy grail of, here we'll show you a Bible map while we're talking, of Bible printing, that you can get smaller print that's readable. Print size is not the end of the story. A lot of people say, well, I need at least 12-point print. Well, it depends on what the Bible is. Because not all 12-point print is created equal, so to speak. So we'll just let you see here what I'm talking about just no ghosting. I mean, as you're reading this, when there's places where there's no text, you can see through, but when there's not a place, when it's just the line, you don't see the lettering on the other side, which some people call that bleed through. In official publishing, bleed is something else, but to us common folks, when I say bleed through, you know, it's just the lettering coming through. So this is just a great, great, great Bible. What can I, and for $25, and it's, look at the size. I mean, just amazing size. And the gold, it's not art gilt edging, like it's not the gold over the salmon red. As you can see, it's just plain gold, but it's done perfectly. There's no train tracks. What's meant by train tracks is there'll be an unevenness in the gold. You don't get any of that with this. So it is, look at that. It is only 7 1/4 inches. I mean, it's not even 8 inches tall. That's a small Bible. I remember years ago, Nelson used to have a reference Bible. They'd put out in genuine leather for $29.99 and bonded leather for $14.97 a lot. It's about the same size. They were some of the best Bibles I've ever seen. You can still get them on eBay. Look at this, only 5 inches across. It's got the stitching on the leather. I don't know if it's leather lined. That'd probably be on the Church Bible Publishers website on whether or not this is leather lined. Let's see how thick this thing is. Look at that. It's only 1.5 inches or less thick. It's not a thin line by any stretch of the imagination, but it is just, you know, this would be something you'd carry to church with you, carry it out and about, carry it to the coffee shop if you wanted to read and pray, carry it to the park with you. And it's, so you're going to have the epistle dedicatory, translators to the reader, maps. It's going to have a glossary of archaic words. It's going to have center column reference. It's going to have a Bible dictionary. It's going to have a very good concordance. So tough to beat the punch that this thing has. I'm just going to see how long this Bible dictionary is, because it is a little longer than I thought. Let's see here. This Bible dictionary is in fact 128 pages. So that's pretty good. And it's very readable print too. Now, you know, I don't have the greatest eyes in the world. I'm very grateful that I can see it all. But, you know, it's readable. And I can read that. Let's see how long this concordance is. Let's see, it's 139 pages. So often things with Cambridge will be like 128 pages. I'm not sure how they get it exactly like that, but they do, it seems. So the CBP, Church Bible Publishers 115 edition, phenomenal. What can I say? You can't beat it for the price anywhere. It's a custom Bible. They're custom made. It says that when you go to their website now. And you know, the words of life. Let's see if we can pick this up by one page. Don't try this at home. This is when Bibles are Smith sewn, and I don't know that these are whip stitched. Smith sewn, you're supposed to be able to do this, yeah, but again, don't try that at home because I don't want you to ruin your good Bible. So God bless. Talk with you later in Jesus' name.